This is a really good spot for Florida State to bounce back, but I think they're going to struggle just a bit today versus South Florida. So I'm going to take the Bulls here plus the 5.5. So resurgent, good, really good South Florida team. Even though they're from a smaller conference and a smaller school, they're going to be way fired up to play Florida State. Florida State, they got some question marks right now, and I think it's going to be hard for them to bounce back from that absolute shellacking they got in Louisville. Freshman quarterback, their offensive line has not played very well. I'll talk about that in just a second. We're 5-4 this year on our NCAA football picks. Clemson, I thought they looked fantastic versus Georgia Tech. Have to remember that next year. How good they are in defending the triple option just really made Georgia Tech not do anything. That defense was fantastic. So hats off to the Clemson backers. Let's get on to today, though. We're going to go ahead and take South Florida plus the points in this NCAA matchup. Let's talk about Florida State. The Seminoles last year versus South Florida. They outgained them 441 yards to 274 yards, and they held Florida just 11 first downs compared to their 21. That was at Florida State, and South Florida hasn't beat the Seminoles since 2009. Still, you're talking about a team right now on the offensive line. Florida State's really struggled. They rank outside of the top 100 teams as far as sacks per pass attempts. I mean, right now, the latest reports is Jimbo Fisher's going to try and rotate some guys in and try and mix things up, but still, there's cause for some concern there. If they don't get that fixed really quick, they're going to be out of the national title race in a hurry. They really need to run the table and run it big, and I think they're going to struggle today against a South Florida team that has a good defensive quarterback and were really good defensively last season. And let's talk about South Florida. I think they got a shot to even pull off the upset. This is a pretty solid team. They're picked to win the American Conference. South Florida, they beat Syracuse last week 45-20. They got outgained by the Orangemen 549 to 454 in total yards. However, they had 3 turnovers, 1 fumble. They ended up not taking back for a touchdown, but they scored offensively in their next possession off that, and the same thing they did with an interception. Overall, though, this is a good South Florida team. Quentin Flowers, reliable quarterback, 7 touchdowns and just 1 interception. Marlon Mack, good running back, 9.5 yards per carry. Both of them juniors, both of them talented, and the defense is good. They were 13th in the nation in tackles for loss last season, and they were 14th in interceptions. This is a team that gets after you, and I think with all the returns they have, I think they're going to be able to put some pressure on Florida State today. It's going to be a close game, so I'm going to grab the points here. I think it's going to be a great ball game, tough spot for Florida State. I'm going to back the Bulls here, plus the 5.5. That's my NCAA college pick, and I wish you luck on your picks today.